Nothing approximates what's being done by HIV and AIDS, not even the Black Death of the 14th century. We've got an apocalypse on our hands now, and it has to be addressed.
I believe, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, that we are sitting on a time bomb here. Every day children are dying because of HIV and AIDS related diseases. Women who are pregnant are dying because of HIV and AIDS related diseases.
I remember very clearly because AIDS was a very grave concern. I mean, I saw in 1 year, in one particular family, a whole generation be wiped out.
Every single day, day after day, 1,800 young people under the age of 15 are being infected with AIDS.
The way the great majority of children are infected is during the birthing process. There are 700,000 new infections a year minimum, and 570,000 of those children died last year.
If you give me $350, I will give you in return one pregnant woman who does not pass the disease on to her child.
You never hear of a child in North America born HIV positive from an HIV positive mother. It doesn't happen. We remove the risk entirely.
We have to look at them as mothers and fathers and husband and wife and children. These are individuals, and they should be as real to us, remain as real as someone in our own family who's sick or who is ill.
If a child is born HIV positive, 50% of the children will die before the age of 2. 80% of them will die before the age of 5. It's a nightmare.
And I have to ask the question, is a woman in Africa worth less than a woman's life in Canada? Is an African child worth less than a Canadian child? And if the answer is of course not, then why aren't we doing something about it?
You've got these vast numbers of grandmothers traumatized by burying their own children, and then these vast numbers of orphans traumatized by watching their parents die, and trauma addresses trauma.
I think what is frustrating is we know what to do. The drugs are out there to treat mothers, to make sure that during birth they don't transmit the infection to kids. We have the ARVs with which you can treat children who are infected. But why is it therefore that only 10% of the women in Africa who need the testing and who need the treatment actually get it? Why is it only 5% of the kids who need the drugs get them?
We've had tremendous scientific progress, quite extraordinary. We have more drugs to treat this virus than any other disease. We know how to prevent every single method of transmission, but it keeps going on, and for it to change, we really have to approach it with more compassion.
Amidst all odds, there is hope, and I see hope in the antiretroviral drugs. We need people who are HIV positive to be given a chance to survive and live.
If they can just get the resources flowing adequately, and if they can just have the technical assistance and the drugs and some additional capacity which they so desperately need, they'll subdue this pandemic. It's entirely possible.
It's very much in our interest to help countries move out of this endless cycle of dependency and poverty. And if we don't help save this generation of children, those countries are not going to have an adult workforce, and they'll spiral deeper into disaster, there'll be more emergencies, and we'll be asked for more assistance. It is something where we can work towards a goal of partnership rather than dependency. I think when people see that kids are getting affected, they're getting infected, they're dying from this, surely they'll want to do something.
The introduction of the Unite for Children, Unite Against AIDS campaign has the promise of turning everything around. And the excitement that attaches to the initiative is that it will be real, it will be rolled out, and millions of children will benefit who haven't otherwise benefited. Unicef, when it summons the energy, is the single most effective multilateral organization on the face of the planet. And they are in every country, and they have the resources, and they have the trust of governments, which other agencies do not have.
They can go pan-world, they can go global. They're not held back by self-interest nor by the restrictions of sovereignty and borders and so on. And so I think they will become the super capability that will advance ultimately humanity.
So if this pandemic can be turned around for children, it can be turned around by UNICEF.